Hello, everybody. Thank you for viewing Tammy's channel chats. This is episode 3, I think. So thanks for viewing. I'm Tammy Langowski. I am an intuitive advisor and work as an intuitive giving reading. So you can find me, and my website is tammysintuitive.com. On there is where I also post these channel chats that I'm doing. Also, I'm involved with 2 psychic moms with fellow intuitive Julie Hawkins. So we appreciate your views and your likes and subscribes. So thank you so much to all of you who have already been doing just that and subscribing. So thank you very much. So my idea, as I've said before, is just to come on and give you any kind of little message that I might be getting from our guides. I am clairaudient, so I tune into my guides, angel, source, and anything they'd like to drop in. I do channeled messages that you can find on my Tammy's Intuitive Services Facebook and social media and Instagram and Facebook pages. I do also post them on my website under more tab, and then it's Tammy's or guide spirit messages or something like that. You'll find me. Okay, so I'm just going to open up a little bit. I did have a little bit of a topic today, and I just wanted to see what our guides had to say about it. I was going to read my last channeled message first because it kind of ties into it a little bit, I think, and that I had put on my social media. And that message was, keep your distance from those who are unkind to you. We are not saying to keep your distance from those that wish to show you some necessary truths. We just say, keep your distance from those who energetically wish you ill well. You will know who they are. Blow them a loving kiss. They are most likely in need of it. Wrap yourself protectively and move away from their space. Reflection and potential healing for them. Self-awareness and self-empowerment for you. So I like that one, and I get out of the way. They just bring these in, but I think there's a lot of truth to it. And what I was going to mention is my guides had kind of talked about maybe bringing something about just kind of releasing people's energy from your space, people's fear, sometimes that we pick up as empaths and intuitive, especially for clairsentient, however you like to say that word. Empaths, we tend to kind of soak in other people's energy, and it's sort of an agreement we're making with them to take on their stuff so that they feel a little bit better, which we know is not really healthy for us. It's good to always protect your energy. I've talked about this many times in readings because our guides bring it in. So I like to use the big white roses around my energy field. I've talked about this on 2 Psychic Moms too, and Higher Healing when I was doing some videos there. So what they're giving me right now is I'm going to open up and just kind of see what they want to drop in as far as energetically and people's energy in our space. Okay, first starting off with the obvious, it's not necessary for us to hold on to their energy, to other people's energy. We mean well, and we often are really coming from a good place on some level as healers to help. But then energetically, as you can imagine, it's a very heavy energy. Often, I remember a lot of empaths will say, or a lot of people can relate to this who are sort of the empath kind of type person, where somebody might come along. And I remember this when I was working in an office environment back in the day, and I'd have a lot of people that would approach me and tell me their problems, which I get it. I understand that. Now I understood more why that was happening, because I am a healer by, innately a healer, I guess, an empath. And so what would happen is, they would tell me things, and that's fine. We discuss it. And I noticed that they walk away with kind of a little spring in their step. They feel a lot better. And sometimes I had the heaviness of the exchange. So it's important to learn to really, when you're going to be in an environment with family members maybe, or friends who tend to kind of dump some things on you, there's nothing wrong with listening and having those exchanges with people. I think it's really important. I like to be there for people in that. But what I mean is we all really should be consciously making a habit of really protecting the energy. Again, I use big white roses that come around my energy field with the intention that they are going to absorb any negative energy that might be coming at me, that'll be present for others, but just not willing to take on the energy. And then I'll go about my day. And I also release them at the end of the day by inviting an angel to come down and scoop up the roses for me, and off she flies to source with them to be, like recycled, I guess, right? So that will do a great deal of good for your energy. People's fears that they like to kind of dump on you. Well, of course, we all don't want to hold on to stuff. So many people who are also intuitive and know when they're around somebody who is an empath or somebody like that, a healer, will often, just stuff will come out, including things like their fear and all of that. Well, of course, when it's sitting in your space, anything that really is sitting in our space, as most of us know, will attract a light vibration to it. So again, be careful of that. At least release it on your end. Try not to necessarily do that for others, I would say. If you are in need of being heard and listened to, which we all do, it's important that we're there for each other. Maybe it's our responsibility as well to approach it in the right way energetically. So maybe we can have the same agreement. White roses around our energy field, that there's an exchange of just understanding that you'll be listening to me. And I'm kind of chuckling to myself because I remember a friend who was very much into the things that I was in back in the day, and she's in spirit now. Miss her very much, but I remember she'd come over to me and say, okay, put up your white rose because I'm about to give you a bunch of stuff. So, and we'd have a good laugh out of that. But actually it was helpful because then I could know to kind of, okay, I'm here for you, but I'm going to protect my energy. So it sounds like to me, the theme here is a bit about protection of energy, and not only protecting our own, but also being responsible when we approach somebody else and kind of put ourselves in a good place. So that we're not, because not everybody's aware, right? Not everybody is aware to kind of protect their energy. So it's just, happens, it is what it is. And many of us have been on either end of it. So just a reminder of that. Okay, let me just see here if they have anything more to add to that. It's interesting. I don't know if this is like I dare to say a global sense, but it's like, it's the second time I've heard this actually now about a lot of changes coming up for people. And guides, if I were to ask you, what do you mean by that when we say changes? I mean, people, yeah, we all go through changes in our lives, but do you mean as collective, or what are we meaning? Yes, more to come. We just want you to be prepared for that, to make sure that you are really understanding that it's going to be important to go with the flow, to protect yourself emotionally as well. Protect ourselves. And what do we mean by that? Be in a space where we know that we're safe and supported, and that there is help with us for any changes that might come your way. That's kind of how they're going to put it for right now. Any changes coming your way, that you're never ever alone in events that might happen worldwide. Maybe it's things that's coming out more with, the variant and things. I'm not really sure what it's about, but we want you just to know that you're okay. And the more that you know that you're going to be okay emotionally, physically, on all levels, the more you will be okay. So we say, start accepting change as something that can be a real positive. And we all know change can be really, really challenging for a lot of us, especially as earth signs. I'm a Taurus, and yeah, it's always been that way for me. Like, okay, I'm much better about it now at the age that I am now, but all the more certain people have a little bit of harder time with the idea of new things and things shifting. But we say, letting them come back in now, that this will be very important to really understand that change is necessary, as we sometimes hear, for other things to open up for us, other lessons, for people to start understanding other people's sides more. Ultimate compassion is the goal, and change gets us there. So we would say, start embracing the idea of change. Looks like there's two topics today coming in. And please know again that along the way, you're not just left to fend for yourself. We are energetically supporting you. Reach out to us. The more that we know that you value our help, the more we are there for you. Not to say we are not ever there for you, but the more that you connect with your guides, angels, source, as I say, God's source, however you like to refer to as a supreme being, the more open you are to receiving the messages and the help. That makes sense to me. Okay. So just take time to bring this in. We always like to show Tammy, so they're saying, the visual of being in the ocean. A lot of times I do open up for my guides to show me visuals to help with the clairvoyance as well. But just like they'll show me when somebody's really needing to just like either tread water or just lay on their back and float in the ocean. And then I'll watch the waves come. These are the challenges. And sometimes I'll see how people react to it. Sometimes that's helpful in a reading, but often they more want to show me and to show you that it's okay to just kind of relax and go with the tide, go with the flow. And set your intentions, of course, of what it is you're hoping for, but to relax and know that with every change that comes, things settle down again. I feel a little emotional about this right now. So I'm wondering if this is something for kind of all of us who have been through a lot lately in various ways. I mean, not just a pandemic, but many things. People go through things every day, of course, loss and grief and those kinds of things. Oh, they just show me a big hug for you, those times that they're giving you. So please take time to understand that life is about change. And that change is okay. It's important. It's what we need to go further in our spiritual development. Goes without saying, but imagine if there was never any change, which, there wouldn't be opportunity for growth, which is exactly what you signed up for when you came to planet Earth, that we all did. They always like to show me when we talk about that, like the badge of honor and the superhero cape on my back, for all of us, meaning like, courageous and out of love, an act of self-love to come to this planet, to dive in and see what was going to take place and what we had ahead of us and what we are creating to further our spiritual development. So I would say change is good. And make that your mantra. If you have a little challenge with that idea, like, oh boy, change, oh man, yeah. Why don't you adopt it as an affirmation that change is valuable. Change is valuable in my life and the life of others. I welcome change in positive ways. Doesn't hurt to put that out there. All positive ways, change comes to me, and it will be what it will be. But you've done your part in putting that message and that energy out to the universe. Okay, so we hope that makes sense to you. I'm going to leave you with that as our chats for today. So again, thank you so much for viewing. I'm hoping that these are helpful. If they are, please pass them along, share them with other people. And I appreciate your subscribes and likes. And I would say the same also for my other YouTube channel with Julie Hawkins, Two Psychic Moms, where we both have sometimes different opinions, sometimes not, sometimes the same. And it's just really great to work off each other and see what our guides have to say. So thank you again for viewing. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.